K5, the home team, presents Western Athletic Conference Women's Volleyball from the Stan Sheriff Center. In this afternoon's matchup, it's the Fresno State Bulldogs visiting the 4th-ranked Hawai'i Rainbow Wahine. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jim Leahy along with Lisa Strand-Ma'a. Welcome to our coverage of Rainbow Wahine Volleyball. The Rainbow Wahine Volleyball team is on their current tour of the Western Athletic Conference. They are 5-0. They have not given up a set. They've been able to win 15 sets in a row. And when you're talking about blanking people, when you look at Fresno State, they have been trying to beat Hawaii for a long time, year after year, in fact. And their record against Hawaii going into tonight's match is 0-48. So when you look at the opponent tonight, Fresno State, and your team has been able to garner 48 straight victories, how do you keep them up? How do you keep them right there on edge, ready to play?
Well, they really have their work cut out for them. Basically, I think you got to do some serious goal setting, individual goal setting and team goal setting. I'm sure Coach Dave Soji and his staff have really worked on talking with their players and just working on their responsibilities as individuals as well as a team.
Now, when you have a team such as Fresno State, according to what's happening outside of the volleyball arena, according to the machinations of the presidents, this is the last time that Fresno State may ever appear in the Stan Sheriff Center because they're on their way to that other conference. So Hawaii, I guess when they look through the net and they know what's going on the outside, they'd like to just give them a beating. Say goodbye with a beating.
Well, can you blame them? They just want to take care of business and send them off with a fond aloha and take care of business tonight.
What about the keys?
Well, tonight's keys are sponsored by Kaise Permanente. Live well, be well, and thrive. For Fresno State Bulldogs, their goal is to just serve tough and really to try to get the Rainbow Wahine out of system. If they can get them out of system and block well, that's their goal, and to better themselves as a team. And for the Rainbow Wahine, they really have to stay focused. This is the kind of team that can actually get you in a little bit trouble. You don't want to overlook this team. They are young, but they look pretty physical here in the warm-up behind us.
You know what's good, as a sidebar, you know what's good is that Fresno State has a player by the name of Shaka. That's true. Her name is Shaka. That's how it's pronounced. Boy, she was recruited by the wrong team, huh? Anyway, that's just a sidebar. When we come back, we'll get things underway. It's Hawaii, 48-0 against Fresno State. And the Bulldogs, this is their last chance. This is the starting lineup for Fresno State. The outside hitter, Taylor Horton, along with Lauren Berger and Casey Van Grove. The middle blockers are Brianna Clark and Marissa Brand. The setter is Aaron Stock, and the libero is Kelly Mason. Fresno State is coached by Lauren Netherby Sewell. 29-46 is her record. And for the University of Hawaii, this is the way they will start. The outside hitters are Kanani Danielson and Chantil Satelli. Emily Maeda is the defensive specialist. The middle blockers are Brittany Hewitt and Emily Hartung. The setter is Danny Mafua, and the libero is Elizabeth Ka'aihui. Hawaii is coached by Dave Shoji in his 36th year, 1,031 wins, only 177 losses. We'll be back after this. This health report is sponsored by HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii. Fresno State, the Bulldogs are going to miss Megan Moss. She is out with an ACL. And for Hawaii, all players are A1, ready to go. Hawaii enters this contest 15-1 on the year, ranked 4th in the country. They are 5-0 in the WAC. And for Fresno State, they are 7-10 on the year, 2-4 in the conference. The Jack Fact is sponsored by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. 19,000 students attend Fresno State. Fresno State is celebrating its 100th year. Here are the officials for tonight. Barbara Sylvie of the Western Athletic Conference up on the pedestal. Dixon Chun is on the floor. Ryan Scudder and Ryan Sakagawa are the linesmen. Fresno State will serve it. Marissa Brand, 6'2" sophomore from Cypress, California, serving. Mafua sets up Danielson. She goes cross court. There's Mason. Goes to Horton. That's saved by Maeda. Ball is pushed over by Hewitt. Horton again. Here's Danielson. That's in.
Danielson seeing the court. Excellent set by Danny Mafua. Just keeps her off just enough where she has vision to place a sharp angled for her first kill of the evening.
Hewitt serving. Waiting his stock. And that ball pushed over by Clark. Here's Danielson. Double block is up. That's off the double block. Outside to Horton. Good save by Maeda. Diving dig by Maeda. And the ball is put down by Clark. Brianna Clark from Clovis, California. That's just next door to Fresno. And we are tied at 1. Mason, the libero for Fresno State, will serve. Dug up by Danielson. Mafua goes to the middle. That's Satelli. That'll be returned by Fresno State. Ball hit by Horton, and that almost knocks over Maeda. Maeda got it in the neck.
Taylor Horton doing a nice job on the outside. 6-foot sophomore out of Chatsworth, California.
Mason to serve again. That's dug up by Maeda. Mafua sets up Hartung.
Hartung off of the one, but back slide there off of 1 foot. Establishing herself early here in game 1.
Here's Mafua. Danny Mafua, 5'10" senior from Kapolei. Horton again. This time she puts it into the net. Double block was up and waiting. Hartung and Satelli. Danny Mafua to serve. Hawaii leading by 1. First set. Mafua gets it in. That ball is dug up. Ball is hit over by Brand. Satelli just inside the antenna. That was a tough shot. She was able to pull it off.
That was a great get by Satelli. The set crosses way past her hitting arm, and she does what we would call a beach shot, a deep, short cut shot.
Mafua to serve. 4 serving 2. That ball dug up by Brand, chased down by Stock. 5-away to Danielson. That's blocked. Good double block there.
Lauren Berger getting most of that. She's the sole senior on this team, a 6'2" player. There you see her. They've really been working on their block these last couple weeks, according to Coach Sewell.
Cecilia Graz is coming in, number 10 for Fresno State. Ball is really ripped. That time by Danielson off that very short but effective set by Mafua.
And Mafua moving Danielson around really well, not trying to make her as predictable. High outside, she brings her in a little bit, mixing it up for the blockers.
Weber comes into the game. Michelle Weber into that front row for Hawaii. Ball is served deep. There's Mason. Stop. And the ball hit over by Berger. That'll be returned by Hawaii. And the ball is hit down by Hartung.
And that's a great transition play made possible by Kanani Danielson off of the dig. She dug right to target, allowing Danny Mafua to set a quick middle.
Hawaii leading 6-3 in the first set. They've been able to win 15 sets in a row. They are 5-0 in the WAC. Danielson serves, that's an ace. Went down in front of Horton and also Brand, and there was no decision there as to whose responsibility it was.
So a little adjustment on the serve receive, trying to mix it up a little bit and cover that short area.
Danielson serving again. Ball goes cross court. Horton through the block and a diving dig just a little late that time by Mafua.
Horton getting a lot of sets so far offensively on the outside, taking something a little bit off, but hitting high off of the hands.
Horton with 2 kills so far. 7-4, Hawai'i leading. And Horton angles to the middle to serve from there. Getting underneath it was Ka'aihui, and watch it sail by and out. Hawai'i leading by 4. Brittany Hewitt comes back in to the front row. Serving is Ka'aihui. Mason to stop. And that ball hit through the double block that time by Agraz.
Agraz a little goofy footed there on that attempt, but she'll take that first kill.
Hawai'i leading by 3. Serving is Berger. In the air by Weber. Mafua back to Weber, double block. And that's dug up in the back row by Berger. The ball chased down by Stock. And that's put over by Wild just into the game. And a good block in the middle as they were able to handle Hewitt that time. And Fresno State trails by 2.
Fresno State putting up 2 blockers tracking Brittany Hewitt. They know how offensively a big threat she is.
Stock serves. In the air by Danielson. Ka'aihui sets up Weber. Weber off the block, dug up in the back row by Wild. Ball is pushed over and down by Brand. Excellent play by Fresno State.
Marissa Brand has been the go-to girl on this team. She leads her team in kills this season.
Berger to serve.